I personally don't like 1/18th scale figures. JoyToy has a masterclass in making these Space Marines. I am new to the line. I've always seen them, never gave them a chance. But Space Marine 2 is out. I saw the trailer when it dropped a while ago, and I thought it was amazing. The game just came out, and it looks fire. I personally don't have a PS5, so I haven't played it, but I did watch MK Ice and Fire play it, and it looks great. It inspired me to get into this JoyToy line. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of 1/18th scale. If you weren't sure, these are 1/18th scale, which means they're about 4 or 5 inches tall. This is a regular 6-inch Mezco, for example. The amount of detail, sculpt, and paint they were able to pack into this is absolutely amazing. This is a Primaris captain with the plasma pistol, and this is a Victus guard, I want to say. I think that's his name. I can't really remember. Something like that. I had some affiliate credit on Entertainment Earth. I had enough to get 2 of them, which is why you see these 2. I didn't know what to go with, so I went with the basic Ultramarines. I know a lot of people don't like Ultramarines because they're like on the forefront of Warhammer right now. And people are a little upset because it should be the Blood Angels. It's a whole thing. It's literally a whole thing. I only picked the Ultramarines because I like the blue and I like the adornments on the armor. They just look regal. It's all the notes for me. The only thing is they're small, which is not a hindrance to the toys because JoyToy absolutely killed it. I'm not too well versed in Warhammer lore. I'm like trying to get caught up, but there's just so much. There's so much lore. There's novels, there's games, there's the tabletop game. There's so many YouTube channels, so many YouTube reviews. It's honestly crazy. I looked up some videos on them. I looked up videos on the salamanders because I think that's the chapter I want to go with. I like these so much that I had got these 2. Before I even got these 2, I bought 2 more. So it's just, it's honestly crazy. People are telling me it's like a sinkhole. Like once you get into it, you're not going to be able to get out. And I don't mind it. I'm actually getting out of a lot of stuff. I'm not buying a lot of stuff right now. So being able to get into these and I'm actually like feeling them is something special. Let's talk about this Victus guard though. He comes with a sword, a shield, and that's it. What I will say about the Ultramarines, one thing I do like is that they're not particularly good at one thing, but they're good at a lot of things. They are very well rounded, adapt on the fly. One like takeaway they have is they're predictable supposedly, but they can adapt to that predictability, maneuver, and get the job done. And they had one of the biggest legions at the time. I think they were like 100,000 strong until Ute Gilliman, he made the Codex Astartes and like made everybody have 1,000. This is all what I've learned in a matter of a week or 2. I feel like I know too much and then still not enough. It's kind of crazy. Coming to the Victus guard though, sword and shield. He has no gun. This guy's all bum rush. He'll cut you in half and keep moving. The thing that made me get him was this face. I really like the eagle on his face. It was just totally different from what you normally see, which is this helmet right here. That's a normal Space Marine helmet, and the Victus guard has that. That shit was just so fire. Like the eagle on the chest and the shield. I'm not a big shield guy. Most times I will toss a shield and just give him my second weapon, but I like the shield on him. The sword is no slouch either. I like that. These things just look like tanks. They look like little tanks. They look brutal. They look stocky. They look strong, and that's pretty much what they are. These guys, they're just dudes in armor, but the way they go about getting the armor is absolutely insane. Like, the stories, I'm telling you, the lore is so deep. If you know, you know. If you don't, and you want to get into these, it's insane. Like, it's actually insane. But I love the sculpt and the detail on him. This guy actually has shading. Like, his armor is a little bit older than normal. He has, let me turn the light up a little bit. He has black shading throughout the armor. You can see right there. Black shading, black shading. That's a nice touch. That's something you don't even see in a lot of domestic stuff. The paintwork, the shading, everything works for this guy. Like, everything is just working in favor of him. I'll talk about this backpack really quick because I used to think this was a jetpack. It is not a jetpack. It is a battery pack, and it gets so hot that they have to put vents on it to vent out the heat. It's kind of crazy. I literally, before I knew anything, I thought it was a jetpack. Articulation is pretty, like, I wouldn't say limited. It is character specific. This guy, for example, his head won't really move because the eagle hits the bottom of the armor right there. But then you come over to this guy, and his head will move. He could look up and down and around and stuff. This guy pretty much will only look left and right, but his head is limited. You do have a 360 on the shoulder. You get up. I can't really get the arms up too high. The shoulders are attached just like some of the Marvel Legends, like you can see it right there. If you can, let me see if I could zoom in. Will it focus? The shoulder is attached like around the peg of the arm, so it's not on its own joint. I prefer that over peg on an arm because this just won't fly off if you articulate the arm too much. So you get about, I don't know, I don't want to break my shit. I just got it. Before the arm, you'll get up about that high. I know that's not much, but considering these are guys in big ass suits of armor, that's not bad. You do get a double jointed elbow though, and you get a bicep swivel in there too. So everything's working in favor of the figure. You get the bicep swivel. Let me pop this off. You get the bicep swivel. You get the double jointed arm, which will do about 90. Let me see, a little more than 90. A little more than 90 actually. For the torso, you get an upper swivel. Get the upper swivel, you get that much of a crunch, and then you get the bottom, which is also a swivel. You get that far up on the hips. You get a double jointed knee in there, which is pretty clever because they could have just did a single double jointed knee. He will get that far back. For the ankles too, the ankles look like they're limited. They're really not. It's on a ball joint. See that ball joint, and it moves. If I didn't pop it out right now. Yeah, the ankle's on a double ball peg, so it'll get anywhere you need it to. It will go, mine pops out. That's just user error. But it'll go that far down. That's down. It'll go that far up, and you can shift it out the way, which is really cool too. You get about that far up, and they do have a nice toe joint. Shield is attached like just a peg system, so it can swivel in the hand. It's kind of tight out the box, but once you break it in, it swivels pretty good. So you can swivel it. Oh, the hands are just ball pegs. But you do get a nice amount of range with them, though. I didn't even talk about the wrist. You do get a nice amount of range because that is a double ball peg. If you can see in there, there's a big peg right here for the hand and a small peg for the wrist. So they do get a nice amount of range, which is fun. But like I said, the shield you can rotate. It'll rotate anywhere you need it to. So if you need the shield to be hanging out that far, then you can do that. I like to put mine about there just so I can put it across his body like so. These guys are nice. I'm absolutely smitten with these figures right now. This is the Primaris Captain. I did do some mods on this guy because he had a tunic and I wasn't feeling the tunic and it stopped the legs from kicking up. You see, that's another thing. This bullet pops off really easy. We'll just put it to the side for now. But it stopped the legs from kicking up, so I cut the tunic off. I'm a helmet on kind of guy, so anything that comes with a helmet, I like to give it a helmet. The unmasked head had this, like, I don't want to call it a crown, a halo type of adornment on it. I just cut that off and glued it to this helmet because I wanted him to have it, but I didn't want him to have the unmasked head. I just glued it on there. I put clear red on the eyes just to help him pop more, too. Just to give him that deeper, darker look. I like the adornments on the Captain. I like the red strings with the little cross thing right there. I like the skull on the backpack. That too, that's really nice. All of this extra, like the Ultra right there. Yellow stripe on the knee. These are Purity seals. I like that. He has one on him. Purity seal on his gun. So he comes with 2 gun holsters. He comes with this plasma pistol. He has a second gun holster, but it's like really loose. It's like really loose, so I took it off. But he has that, which is for this gun, and he has this one, but they don't give you a second gun. That kind of sucks. I noticed, too, a lot with these. The price will vary based on accessories. So this guy comes with a gun and a sword. He comes with a sword and a shield. They have ones that are the same size, but they'll come with like 2 swords, 2 guns, and a bigger gun, a smaller gun, and it'll be like $70. And they'll have more adornments on it too. It's really crazy. It's not even funny. I'm too deep into it. I got 2 figures in and I'm in love with the line. I've never felt like that before. I've never like bought a figure and just been in love with the entire line. Well, that's a lie. I did that with Mezco. But these are really nice. This guy has the same amount of articulation as him. No need to run through it. He was a little more limited, like I said, with the tunic, but I cut that shit off. Hopefully somebody makes soft goods. If not, I'll just fill it in with some sculpt and repaint it. I'm not really tripping like that. Accessories are different because it's a different character, of course. But he pretty much comes with everything you see here. He just has hands. I don't have the boxes right now. That's where I fumbled. But just imagine separate hands. Here's a trigger hand for that guy, but he doesn't come with a trigger hand for him, but he doesn't come with a gun. They both come with 2 fists, 2 triggers, and 2 grippy hands and 2 fists. So you get that amount of accessories. Oh, he comes with an unmasked head, but we're not even gonna count it because I'm not using it. They also come with capes, but I guess some people will call me a heretic because I'm not putting capes on them. I don't like capes and tunics and none of that stuff. I don't like none of that. The other 2 I have coming are Black Templars, and they have tunics. I just hope they're soft rubber. If not, I'll cut that shit off. I'm also really heavily considering turning these into salamanders. I really like the salamander chapter. They're so fire. They're dope. They're black dudes. I love it. I love everything about the salamanders. They fight for humanity. The Ultramarines do too, but the salamanders do it more so. I love these figures. I will have a link to these in the description. You will get 10% off your entire order using code KITBASH. You can't beat it. They have like decent prices, but with the 10% off, it really helps. Trust me. I use my homie's code all the time. If I could have used this code for these, I would have. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm out.